Hello YouTube, this is Tyler Schulte again, and today I'm going to be showing you how to install, reinstall, or install Windows 7 through a virtual environment. Now, this video does feature direct download links, or if you do not want to do direct download links, there are the torrent links available. Now, this video, I'll start with 3 segments. The first one, which will be after I show you the download links, will be about how to go and install it, as in completely restoring the entire system. The second way will be to reinstall it, as in a probably upgrade or repair. And finally, the third way will be in a virtual environment. Now, typically the average user will want to go a restore, which would be the install, or they'd want to do a reinstall or a repair in case their operating system was damaged, or they want to upgrade to a new version of Windows 7. So to start off in this video, we are going to show you the download links. Now these are the ISOs. You have the first link, the second one is your direct download links. Now these are all from the My Digital Life, but the downloads themselves are from Digital River. And basically, these are all clean ISOs, by the way. I've tested them, and they are clean and everything, and yada, yada, yada. They are official, and this site does have reputation. So, you have your 64-bit links and your 32 bits, and they down here do have unofficial ones, but not many people are going to be downloading Windows 7 Ultimate. So, basically, the main ones you're going to probably want to use are these right here. And so you just choose your language, you choose your type. Make sure that your type of Windows, Home Premium, Professional, the Edition, is the same as your certificate of authenticity, your activation code, because you will need that, and it'll have to match up. Otherwise, there are methods that go into a little complex, but you can look at them if you want. But they allow you to change the edition and the OIM and stuff. But anyways, we'll just stick to the task for noobs, and so you simply click on your button, and oh my gosh, it downloads. No way. Now I get a good 1.8 megabytes a second here, so it takes about half an hour to download, and I think that's pretty much how maxed out it is for 1.8. So once you've downloaded it, you will be ready to move on to, oh yeah, here's your torrent links. I've never used these, but I assume they work. And if they don't work, use the magnet links. And basically just find your version. And also be aware, this probably gets into a little more complex, but you have your retail versions, and then you have your OEM. Most likely, if you purchased Windows, like Windows 7 was included with your computer, you'll have an OEM license most likely. Otherwise, you'll most likely have a retail if you purchased it to upgrade. And if you purchased to upgrade, you most likely have a CD unless you just purchased the key. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gotta end this faster. So, once you've downloaded it, you then need to get ready for deciding whether you're going to complete rewipe or install. You're going to upgrade or repair it, or you're going to use a VirtualBox virtual environment. And again, you most likely will use the complete wipe or install or the reinstall or repair. So I'll just post up the link, the time for when the segments start and stop. So I'll just wait a second for you to pause the video and review that information. Alright, and so now we are going to continue on with a complete wipe. As in, we're going to completely remove everything off our hard drive and start fresh. So the first thing you're going to need to download is, shoot, I just did that, oh well. But you're going to need to, I'll post all these links in the description, by the way, is you're going to have to go to this site, which is the Microsoft site, and download their USB DVD tool. Basically, that allows you to go and create a bootable disk or a USB flash drive. And basically, you run this program, and it'll install this tool. Alright, finish. God, why does it keep asking me that? Alright, delete that. Alright, don't like shortcuts. Alright, so then when you launch the tool, it should just simply be in your start menu, or like you saw me delete, the desktop icon. So you just, now that you browse for the file you downloaded, it most likely will be in your documents or your downloads. And here's the file I downloaded. Now this will instantaneously tell you whether or not the file is corrupt. So if you're worried about downloading it wrong, it'll instantaneously do. So if you hit next and it says error, you know you have a corrupt file and you have to re-download it. Then you choose your USB device or your DVD. Now, basically, you'll need a disk 4 gigabytes or larger, or a USB flash drive 4 gigabytes or larger. So you can easily get those anywhere. You can get a 4 gigabyte flash drive, or you can get a 4.7 DVD at any store practically. You just click the device, and I've already done this, but then you just browse for your device, and once you find it, which it should be right here, you can just hit begin copying, and it's pretty self-explanatory. And then when that is done, it'll say you have finished, and you just exit out. Then after you finish that, it'll simply allow you to boot from you will have the finished USB device. Let me just plug mine in here and show you what it looks like. Almost done. Okay, my USB flash. Alright. That'll be gone now. Alright, so we have computer. This is what it'll look like. It'll have the little Windows icon, and you'll have these files inside. Now, this is where you can start your install. You can just double tap setup.exe. It'll automatically run it all. It's pretty nice. So now I'm going to start the second segment. If you want to see the rest of the install, you'll have to skip to the finishing part, which I'll show right here just as a reminder. Alright, and now we are moving on to part 2. This allows you to upgrade or repair Windows. So what you'll need to do is go to this site and download Daemon Tools Lite. It's basically a well-respected program that allows you to mount a file. So you just wait for that to download. Alright, and then we run it. Run. Alright, and then you choose your language. Next. You agree to the terms without reading them. Choose your free license. And then you wait. By the way, this is Daemon Tools Lite, so it's not any sort of trial software if you choose the free. Alright, and we'll just disable those. Oh wait, we want start menu. I like that. Alright, now make sure you uncheck this unless you actually want the AVG secure search bar. And I don't like people creeping on me, so I'm going to choose that. And then next. Installing the driver for it. Alright, it's ready to use and it's finished. Now you just click finish. You don't need to run it because I find it simpler to go and do that, and that launches automatically. So now you need to go to your downloads, and this is my ISO now. Now you'll notice it looks a lot different now because Daemon Tools automatically recognizes it and claims it as an ISO file. Now you can right click it. Actually, what you can do is just double click it like a program and watch on the left side here. Oh, there it is right there. That's what we went and installed. So this is the one right here. As you can see, it doesn't have a size restriction. Basically, you can double tap that and it'll automatically launch setup.exe, and right there you have your setup. And again, now you are ready to reinstall or repair Windows. So I'll just pause. We'll wait here, and I'll put up the time to skip ahead to the actual install. Alright, and so now we are finally ready for our third segment of the video. This is to install it in a VirtualBox environment. You'll need to go to the VirtualBox website, which is on Oracle, and then you have these downloads right here. Now, you have your Solaris, which is a... oh, shoot, I just did that, didn't I? You have your Solaris, and then you probably... maybe Linux, but these are your main three. Windows, OS X, and Linux. And so, basically, I'm running Windows, so I'll just click that. And it'll start to download. Now, that's 90.8 megabytes. That'll take a minute. So, I've already installed it, which kind of ruins the whole point. But it's as simple as clicking a few next buttons. Honestly, next, finish. And then, here's the program. You launch it. Oh, poops. Launch it. Now, I can just probably delete that. Yeah, poops. It's discard. Oh well. There we go. Remove and delete files. Alright, so ignore that. Now what you want to do is go to the upper left and do New. Next. Type in what you want to call it. Typically you want to call it exactly what it is. So Windows 7, and then you want to go down to version. And if you're running 64-bit, do 64. If you're running 32, do 7. And I'm running 64. Now, depending on how much RAM you want on your have in your system, you will want to allocate that probably respectively. So I have 6 gigs in my computer, and I'm clearly only using 1.5, so I have like 4 to spare. But Windows honestly doesn't need 4 gigabytes, so I'll just give it 1 gigabyte, 1024, which is probably what I would recommend at the minimum. Then you go next. You can do this to speed it up or whatever, but I'll just leave it at startup disk. Click next. You can just leave that at the default next. Now this will speed it up, but it'll cause it to actually take up hard drive space, and so it'll speed it up if you're actually using this for long term. But if you're not using it for long term, just do dynamically allocated. And then Windows 7, you can choose the size of the hard drive. I'll just choose 25 gigabytes since it's not dynamic, since it's not fixed. And then next, create. And then you hit create again, and there's your Windows 7. Now, you do not have the file associated with this, so you have to hit next. Now, what's your media source? Basically, it scans your system for main ISOs. So if it sees an ISO like this one is the one I'm going to use, then it'll be right there. But otherwise, if it can't find it, you'll have to browse for it manually. And it automatically took me to my downloads folder, but you may need to find it manually. Choose the file that you downloaded, click next, and then start it. And what do you know, it's going to start booting Windows. The installer. So now I am ready to go and actually install Windows. I'll do it in the VirtualBox environment, but this will work whether it's on a real computer or a virtual environment. So start your computer, and if this is for a complete wipe. If you're in a complete wipe, you're going to want to go, and when you reboot your computer, you're going to want to look for something like this. It'll probably be F12, but right before Windows starts to boot, when it looks like this, you know, your boot flash screen for the BIOS, you want to hit the F12 key or whatever designated key it is to go and boot that. And once you successfully hit that key, if you fail, you may want to reboot your computer and try again. You will get something that looks like this. Now, depending on what your device is, like this, it just says click me randomly, but that's because I found this on the internet. But you want to choose the designated device. If you put it on a flash drive, you'll want to choose the USB flash drive port. If you put it on a DVD, you'll want to put it on your DVD port. And if you're not sure, like, you know, how sometimes they are confusingly labeled depending on the manufacturer and stuff, you can just randomly choose one and either boot your regular Windows or whatever operating system you're running, or it'll boot your, oh god, I'm losing it now, or it'll boot some other device. So just try and guess, I guess. You'll figure it out eventually. So once you've successfully booted the device by hitting F12 at startup or whatever, it'll do Windows is loading files. Now this applies to any install, whether you're doing VirtualBox your reinstall or repair or your complete install. Alright, so now you have English, English, US, next. Now you can do repair. This is where you can do repair your computer or install now. If you're going to repair your computer, it'll give you simple options. If you're going to do install now. And then you do install now if you're going to reinstall it, obviously. This will be the upgrade or the complete install, by the way. Alright, so now you have to accept the license terms without reading them again. And this is where it gets different. You have your upgrade option or you have your custom advanced. Now it's not really advanced, but it is base everything. The upgrade will go and upgrade all your files and programs. So you will need Vista or older or young. So basically you'll need Vista or Windows 7 to do the upgrade option. Otherwise, if you have XP or older, you will need to do custom. So upgrade, I honestly don't have anything. Pretend this is just a brand new computer. I don't have anything on this anyways because it's a VirtualBox environment. So I'll just do custom. Now this gives me options. You can basically click on the hard drive and drive options. Then you can choose to, okay, yeah, it's getting, I'm trying to keep this noob friendly actually. So custom, choose where you want to install it. This is probably going to be 1. And then just click next. And then it'll start. Upgrade will be the exact same, except it'll skip that stage and just start up the copying Windows files. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible, because obviously if you're a computer genius, you're not going to be watching this video. So I gotta think like the average user. I gotta think like my mom. Oh my god, my mom is scared of computers practically. So we're just gonna wait through this and it'll expand Windows files. Basically what it's doing is it's gonna extract all the files and put them on your hard drive, and then obviously Windows is gonna magically work when you press the power button. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna skip this or, yeah, I'm probably just gonna skip this until it completes installation. So I'll pause this video right now and I'll be back. Should be finishing up soon. Number one is the first boot, and so it's still configuring stuff. Number two, I don't have any acceleration or anything. Probably should have showed the people that wanted to boot from VirtualBox how to accelerate video options, but there's the internet for that. LOL. Alright, and 20 years later, if my computer booted this slowly every day, I would chuck it out a window. That'd be crazy. Okay, finally we're getting somewhere. Now it's going to give me the welcome screen, or it's going to ask me to do some other thing. Because I haven't entered my... Yeah, okay, there we go. Set up preparing your computer for first use. I was going to say, because normally you do have to configure a few other things. Like, I haven't even entered my username, or it hasn't asked for a authentication product key. Oh my gosh, no, we don't have a graphics driver. And that's the one problem I find with some of the virtual boxes, is that you do not have a graphics driver in most scenarios, or acceleration. So there, we'll type in Tyler. Actually, okay, yeah, and then we'll just skip the password. It should ask for authentication here. Just uncheck that, and for the purpose of this video, I'm not gonna show anything. Alright, and then install important updates only. That's what I typically do, unless you want them like scanning your computer for errors all the time. And then you just choose your time zone. I'm cool in the -6. Alright, keep that. Choose the date and time. And next. Then you choose your home network. Because that's obviously why I'm connected to an internet connection, but it may ask you for that. Alright, it's finalizing settings. That's nice. Woo! It's rebooting, I'm guessing, or it's going to go to welcome. Whoa, alright. And my chair squeaks. Yeah, the weird things I think of when I'm just sitting here. Alright, preparing my desktop. Gotta stay on task here. Also, while it's not ready yet, one time long eons ago, actually no, it was probably like a year ago, I tried to install Windows 7 on one of the computers I received from my aunt and uncle, and after the computer crashed and just would not boot no matter what I tried for recovery options or anything. I said I'd reinstall the operating system. However, it was when, now it's in the time of era where you typically only receive a product key on the side of the desktop or laptop, and so I did not have a disk, so I had to create one. So I did this, and unfortunately it ended up, I don't know, it slipped past, I think it was when it was extracting, but because it slipped past the Microsoft DVD download tool and ended up being a corrupted file. And so after a long time just trying to reinstall and reinstall, I kept getting an error. So if you do have an error, try and re-download it or try a different version or something and just see if it'll work. Otherwise, I might be able to help you. But error codes are obvious most of the time just randomly generated, and so you can't really find a fix for everything. Just to throw that out there. So try re-downloading if it fails. Alright, we've successfully installed Windows 7. Now, I installed it inside of a VirtualBox environment, but again, you can install it on a regular computer, the exact same method. Just reboot your computer, hit the boot options key, which should be F12 by default most of the times, depending on your BIOS manufacturer. And then, after that, you are ready to set and go. So, also, just as a reminder, please don't illegally download programs. I know there are programs out there that allow you to illegally activate Windows. Don't do that. And and use the torrents respectfully, but also, and well, I guess that pretty much sums up the video. If you like this video, like it, subscribe, whatever you people do out there all day. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave anything in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and this is Tyler. Peace and out.